The past 24 hours has been one of the more stressful ones in the market recently because not everything has been going our way. Since Bitcoin topped at $44,000, we all knew it'd happen. The downside has to come at some point, and it's never nice when it does. So my trades, of course, are a little bit less in profit than they were the other day, but nonetheless, we still have profits. I've been doing endless amounts of position management. So in today's video, I'm going to show you what I have been doing, the plans going forward. Of course, we're going to check in on today's cryptocurrency news, see how the markets are getting on, assess what we expect to come next, and look for any potential opportunities in the market. If that does sound interesting to you, slap a like on this video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. The channel is growing so fast. It's amazing to see the community growing so fast. So if you are new, give us a chance. My name's Jordan. I've been trading crypto since 2013. And I've been investing in crypto since 2013, trading it since 2016. Either way, I've been doing it a long time now. I'm quite competent, so give us a like, give us a follow, and let's crack on straight away here with what positions we've got open. This is the price of Ethereum right now. This is my Ethereum entry, but let's start off with the Bitcoin trade here, because I've now taken $288,000 profit on this trade, but the entry on this is no longer as good as what it was because it's been averaged up. The entry price is now $42,729. Earlier today, that was looking quite bad. Because the price of Bitcoin was dropping down quite significantly earlier today. As you can see from, I just thought I'd do this so I could take a screenshot of it to make it look a mess and make a joke on Twitter. Still not done it yet. I will be doing that later today. It's funny because you can draw so many levels of support. I thought that it would make a funny joke. Either way, ignore that absolute scatty nonsense. And let's look at the chart. So you can see that basically earlier today, we were dropping down to my entry. If I put on this screen here where I was buying, I can show you where I was buying. You can see that I was buying here, everywhere in this range. That's because I'd be surprised if we continue to break down. The reason that I'd be surprised if we continue to break down is because this is the way that Bitcoin's heat map is looking right now. I want to give this a quick refresh to make sure that this data is accurate and correct. There we go. But you can see that this is what I'm expecting to happen at this point. There's quite a lot of levels of liquidation to the upside for now. I think we're gonna come up for now. I mean, from my expectations, given the way that Bitcoin's been performing recently, it would make more sense. If we look at the 3-day chart here on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, you can see that up here, this is where I'm expecting things are going to get crazy because there's literally $1 billion that will get liquidated if we break up to around $44,600, which is why I'm so positioned long right now. If you look at the sizing on this trade, I'm not going to be getting any sleep tonight because this is a $4.9 million trade. That's why my entry is completely being buggered up, because when it dips, you've got to buy the dip as hard as what you can possibly afford. And that's what I've been doing right now. I am leveraged up to my tits. If I was to describe my risk management strategy, it is horrendous. It's a terrible idea, but I am using stop losses. I'm not going to get wicked out of any trades here. Worst case scenario, lose 10, 20K. It's not the end of the world. In terms of the current account balance, let's have a look at that and see how it's getting on. Because again, you saw us peaking at about 600K yesterday. That was what it was earlier. What is it at right now? It's at $532,000. And the large amount of that damage on this account has actually been done by the fact that we've got this really, really horrendous trade here on Chainlink. It's a bad trade, is this. It's not been going my way at all. $446,000 long position. 5% in a loss on this is resulting in a minus $32,000 loss, or rather probably 7% in loss at this point. My entry is from 16. The current price is basically 15. A $1 drop in the price has cost me a $33,000 loss. Not everything goes your way sometimes, but that's why we take profits. It's why when you do have profits, you've got to take it like what we did here, where we've taken $288,000 profit, and here we've taken $106,000 profit. Between the two, that's $400,000 combined profit. Not a bad day's work. Also got a bunch more trades open here. And one that I opened today is this trade here on AGLD because it was looking quite cheap. I've also opened trades on IOST and XVG. XVG at the start of every bull market tends to have a huge pump to the upside. If you're looking at XVG right now and you look at where it is on a daily chart, in theory, it's not really pumped up yet. So I'm expecting this to start whirring over the next couple of days. And when it does, hopefully I'll profit from that, because the position sizing on it, again, it's not insignificant. It's quite a significantly sized position. It's a $116,000 position. I've also got $163,000 long on Glimmer, which is a Moonbeam coin. That's a tiny bit in a profit. Elrond, 3 grand in a loss, but again, that's a long-term hold and it's really not that much leverage, so I don't care that much. Chainlink here, horrendous. Injected, still in a loss. Not as much of a loss, but still in a loss. Overall, though, the markets do appear to be going more so my way than not my way, which is always the way that you want it to go. We've lost about $70,000 since yesterday. It is what it is. You can't win them all. But when it comes to the next trade on the market, what have I got to do? What have I got to do to spin this account into $1 million? First of all, we need a drink of coffee. Second of all, we need to do some trading. So let's have a look at the markets and see how everything's getting on in terms of charting. So first things first, let's have a look at Bitcoin here on the 5-minute chart, where you can see that we're currently forming a big bull flag pattern. I would be shocked if we didn't at least come up and retest the top of this pattern here at $43,930. But at $43,930, if you look on the liquidation heat map here and look at $43,930, you can see that we've got a range of liquidation here, and it's quite a significant range. At this range here, there's 76 million being liquidated, 31 million plus 40 whatever million plus 21 million. Quite a lot of liquidation in this range here. That liquidation, if there isn't enough liquidity in the price by then, could then in theory push the price higher. And the thing is, you've got a lot of people that are shorting this market right now because they expect the price to drop down to here, where there is also a bunch more levels of liquidation. In fact, if we go now to the 1-week chart, you'll see that there is a huge level of liquidation on the price of Bitcoin down at where the CME Gap sits. The CME Gap is, oh no, it's gone. There isn't a huge level of liquidation. The next huge level is down here. That level of liquidation has moved upwards to here, to around $41,000. But there's like billions of dollars of liquidations in this range. So from these kind of two options that happen at this moment in time, my preference and my expectation is that we're going to come up and we're going to start liquidating people in this range up here at $44,575. Of course, it's my preference because it's the way that I'm positioned. In terms of the reality of the situation, we've got to be careful here in terms of knowing when to get out of this trade, especially the one that I'm in, because it's so heavily sized and it's a $5 million position. And it's not the only Bitcoin trade that I've got open. I've not even showed you my BYBIT account yet. Got another $1 million on that one. So $6 million long on Bitcoin. You know, one time I got liquidated on a $6 million long on 3x leverage. It was bad. It was really bad. So that's why I don't use a low leverage. I use high leverage because the worst case scenario, you lose the bag, but it's not the end of the world because you're not going to lose all the money that you've got. I'd much rather lose a small bag than a big bag. Anyway, when looking at the price of Bitcoin right now, I think you've got to basically pay attention to the level on the chart. For me, earlier, when I was talking to a couple of my friends, if I go up to where it is, I can show you exactly where that level is. I want to go to the 1-minute chart on here. If we select it there, the level that I was looking at was this level right here. For me, it was a drop below $42,729 because that would mean you've broken the bottom of the formation. That would be when I would start. I mean, I would scale out before then. I'd start scaling out, to be honest, below the level of $43,050. That would be this lower level of support here. I start scaling out here before I bought because I thought it was going to bounce. But next time round, look, if we start dropping below this level here, I'm going to start scaling out of these trades because I don't want to get trapped on the wrong side of it. And again, they are quite huge. So in terms of what to expect from this, you've just got to be watching the bottom of these pennant formations right now on the price of Bitcoin. I expect, yes, we're going to come up and touch the top. If we touch the top, odds are that we're going to start liquidating people in this range here and make another move to the upside. It's important to point out when we're trading like this, nobody at this point in time here expected this to happen and the price to shoot up, but it did. If you look at the actual drop that we had here from bottom to top, it was 3.46%. If we measure the top to bottom rather of this time round as well, it's 3.6%. Very eerily similar. A big drop-off happened earlier today. It's important to recognize that. So from my perspective, yeah, a bounce seems more likely given the previous price trading history that we've got. At the same time, you could have plotted this in a couple of different ways. You could have plotted this like this here with the next level being like that. And you could have said, look, we've got a bull flag here, and then you're just going to do the same thing again. Either way, we need a rejection off the top of that. If we get rejected at the top here, yeah, I'm not going to be so happy and I'm probably going to exit the trades as well. Either way, there's a lot of exiting the trades that I'm talking about. You can tell I'm a little bit nervous about it. And you could say, well, why don't you just decrease your leverage, Jordan? Look, I've got bills to pay. I need to make money. So therefore, I've set myself a challenge here to make a $50,000 account into $1 million account. that means you've got to take risks. That means sleep becomes not optional anymore. It becomes not even like a thing that you're allowed to do. You get a few hours sleep here and there. You're not allowed to do it. So that's why I didn't go live yesterday. I was conked out. To be fair, I have been sleeping. And when I'm joking a little bit when I say I don't sleep, I've just been sleeping at very strange times of day when the market's been quiet. Anyway, when it comes to it, yes, Bitcoin is looking good. I like the way that it's looking right now. It's looking a lot better than what it was doing earlier today. And as you can see, bull flag, bull flag, bull flag. Why wouldn't we get another one to complete a matching set of bull flags? The other thing to point out today would be this. This is the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation. The Ethereum Bitcoin valuation has been getting better and better and better recently. If you look at the 1 hour chart, you can see that over the past few hours now, we've started to break to the upside. And that's good because essentially we've now broken the downtrend on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. That means that the altcoin market is likely over the next 24 to 48 hours, providing that Bitcoin doesn't poop its pants, is going to do quite well. So that's why I'm positioned in a lot of these different altcoins that you'll see here at the side, like Dogecoin, Phantom, Harmony, Injective, Chainlink, Elrond, Moonbeam, Verge, IOST, and AGLD, as well as the trades, of course, that I've got open here on BYBIT. Now, these BYBIT trades, again, Chainlink got absolutely savaged by this position. $9,000 realized loss in order to stop liquidation earlier today. That was unpleasant, but we're still now only $6,000 in a loss on that. However, we've also got the Bitcoin trade. That's going pretty well. And a lot of other random things here in this account. Seek, which is only a small trade. DGB, which is DigiByte. That one, if it was with a lot of money, would have been doing well earlier today. It still is doing quite well if it was with a lot of money. I've just put it there to remind myself that I actually want to buy some of that. And then Polkadot, that's doing quite well now. Elrond, IOST again. Sun, which I think could be a bit of a dark horse. Sun, I've got no even idea what it does. I just know that on BYBIT, it's one of the lowest liquidity. It's one of the lowest liquidity altcoins on here, and it seems prone to these pumps. Now, it had one the other day. Since then, it's declined in price. I've bought a bunch of it, and maybe it's going to have another big run to the upside. I don't even know what the thing does. I just know that in the past, it's been 2 cents. Currently, it's a lot below that level. I should probably Google what it does, to be honest, but it doesn't really matter. It's listed, it's got futures, who cares? And then the other trades that we've got open here, Theta and Zilliqa, both of those two are in a loss. Both of them, I think, are probably going to get better at some point in the future, or at least I hope so. So I'm positioning myself in altcoins right now. Those are not the ones that are in like my long-term hold portfolio. Those are simply ones that I can trade derivatives on and therefore make a profit from not actually having to go to the effort to buy it, put it in a wallet, all this other stuff. If you are interested in trading, again, check out the links to BYBIT and BitGet in today's video description. If you're in the UK, check out BitGet. It is the exchange of choice right now for UK users. Now, going back to it, I also want to discuss the cryptocurrency news today, where A16Z has predicted trends for coming in 2024. Go to Crypto Saving Expert if you want to read more about 2024's market trends. This is the kind of alpha that you need to read in order to make a significant profit from the market. Now, Ethereum gas fees have reached their highest price in 7 months. Jamie Dimon has stated that he'd close down crypto in the US if he was president, which he's not, so it's fine. Lugano taxpayers to settle bills in Bitcoin and Tether. Lugano is a town in Switzerland. If you ever are wondering in the UK, or rather in Europe, where the most, I mean, it's not technically in Europe, it's European mainland. But if you're wondering where the most friendly place in Europe is for crypto, Lugano in Switzerland, amazing place for crypto. And I mean, I'm looking at setting up over there anyway. Now things are going up, especially. ARK Invest offloads $33 million of Coinbase shares. And here's how much MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings would be worth. You can read all of those stories on Crypto Saving Expert. If you're wondering where I post all of my trades and stuff every day, you can get all of the trades in CSE Plus. To get to CSE Plus, there is a link in today's video description. I post all of my trades as and when I take them. So if you want to stay up to date, that is the best place to go. And on that note, guys, this is going to be an interesting evening. Make sure you keep your stops tight. Don't get liquidated on any trades. And trade sensibly. We do have a clear level of support here that we're probably just going to smash right below again. We've been smashing support levels all day. But don't hold trades into losses. Take your losses early. It's cheaper to pay a bunch of money in fees, washing money around, than it is to take huge losses on trades that you shouldn't really be in. But on that note, make sure you've slapped a like on this video. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Turn on those channel notifications, especially if you're new. You need to catch every single video so you can learn as much as possible, as fast as possible. You don't have a lot of time before this market really starts heating up. If we do get a big cool off to the downside, hopefully we drop down to like $39,000. and we can buy the dip really heavily. That is the dream scenario. It wreck altcoins as well, giving us some amazing entries on those. But the buy up from that is going to be tremendous. And yeah, on that note, slap a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.